Every musician knows the feeling, that moment when time disappears. Your hands move without effort, and the music feels like it's coming through you rather than from you. Psychologists call this the flow state, but musicians have felt it for centuries. Today, we're exploring why flow is essential for creativity, confidence, and joy in music. Flow is a state of intense focus where challenge and skill meets perfectly. Your attention narrows, self-doubt fades, and you're fully present. Csikszentmihalyi described flow as an experience of effortless action. For musicians, it often feels like music is guiding you and not the other way around. In brain research, flow shows a pattern called transient hypofrontality, a temporary quieting of the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of the brain responsible for self-criticism and overthinking. When it softens, we're suddenly just free to play. Music is uniquely suited for flow. Rhythm anchors our attention. Emotion pulls us in. Patterns keep the mind engaged. But reaching flow requires the right conditions, a balance between skill and difficulty, freedom from fear of judgment, and space to be spontaneous. This is why some musicians experience flow more easily during improvisations or jam sessions. There's less pressure to get it right and more freedom to respond freely. When students play in ways that encourage flow, improvising, repeating patterns, or performing without pressure, something powerful happens. They begin to trust themselves. Instead of worrying about correctness, they experience music as joyful expression. Research have identified some of the conditions in flow and the characteristics in flow, which are helpful to identify as a performer and also as a teacher. Another way to imagine this is the linearity, where the conditions happen first and at the level of within yourself and of others if you're playing with others, and in the combination of the two that leads to the characteristic of flow as you're in it. Because of this linearity, I've proposed that flow is like an experiential envelope where there are 3 stages: anticipation, expansion, extension, and afterflow, in which our awareness are in flux that makes this experience so special. In classrooms, flow can transform a student's relationship with practice. They start wanting to return to their instrument, not because they should, but because it feels good. One teacher described it to me like this: if I can help a student feel flow even once, they'll remember that feeling longer than any skill I've ever taught them. Flow isn't only about focus, it's also about letting go. After hours of structured practice, the body knows what to do. In flow, we step out of our own way, letting intuition and muscle memory take over. Every professional musician has had the experience of the hands arriving somewhere before the mind catches up. That's unconscious processing. Many of the most moving performances don't come from thinking more, but thinking less, from letting the music breathe through us. To invite flow into your music making, try these 5 simple strategies. First, try to observe yourself as you play because attention is the key. Second, go phrase by phrase and practice your awareness of time and maintain your breathing. Third, why not try observing yourself and your breathing outside of your practice room and not just in the practice room? 4, do not strain and overwork to achieve flow. Not every day has to incorporate flow during practice. Finally, try ending each practice session with 2 or 3 minutes of unstructured play. No goals, no corrections, just sound, movements, and curiosity. This is where flow often begins. Flow isn't mystical, and it isn't reserved for professionals. It's a state that any musician at any level can learn to enter with the right environment and mindset. When we understand how flow works, music becomes more than skill. It becomes a path to confidence, creativity, and deep personal growth. So give this a try and explore your flow. Episode produced in partnership with ResonatorTube and funded by Kermit.